So a lot of you just popped on. I'll do a quick introduction of myself. My name's Brianna. I work at Cali Boys and Girls Club in Windsor. I'm also a 200-hour certified yoga teacher, so I love doing yoga, and I'm really glad you all are here. We're gonna get started, and if you have a blanket or something you want to put on the floor to make it more comfortable, or a yoga mat, you don't need one. But we will start in child's pose. So you'll bring your knees out wide, your toes together, and you'll extend your arms straight. Really pressing your hands in toward the ground, pressing your hips back into your heels. And keep your forehead down on the ground if you can. If this is uncomfortable and you want to keep your hands by your side like a rock on the floor, you can do that also. We're just going to start to get situated here together, all on Zoom, as everyone comes onto the meeting. And then when you're ready, you're going to press into your hands and come up to a tabletop position. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your feet, and we're gonna move through some cats and cow poses. So you'll take a nice deep inhale and you'll dip your belly down and reach your head up towards the sky and pull your shoulders away from you. And then exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest, press the floor away from you. And one more time, inhale, dip your belly down, pull your shoulders back, reach your head up, look up at the ceiling, maybe move. And then exhale, round your spine, curl up like a cat, press the floor away from you. And come back to a straight spine, so you're not dipping down anymore, you're just nice and neutral. And you're going to start to walk your hands out in front of you, but keep your hips over your knees. So your hands walk forward just about a few inches in front of you, and you'll start to dip your chest down into the floor. You can place your forehead on the mat, or you can keep it lifted and keep your chin to the ground. This is called puppy pose. So you're stretching out the tops of your shoulders, your chest. Continue to breathe here. And then gently come on up and walk your hands underneath your shoulders and sit down on your bottom, either on your knees or cross-legged position, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Any place that you want to be sitting up nice and tall. I'll wait for you all to get settled. And then you're gonna interlace your fingers over your head and reach them straight up nice and tall. Beautiful job. And then you're just gonna start to lean over to the right side, stretching the sides of your body. And come back up to center and switch over to the left side. Really reaching over to the left, stretching your side bodies. And come back up to center and extend your hands up to the sky. Wiggle your fingers, all 10 fingers, and waterfall your hands all the way down by your side. Nice work. One more time, you're gonna reach your hands up overhead, reach super nice and tall, up, up, up towards the sky, and rain fall down your finger. Beautiful. And last time, windmill your hands up towards the sky, reach up really tall, and rain fall down your fingers. And place your right elbow by your side and your hand down on the floor. And you're gonna paint a rainbow with your left hand. So paint it right over the sky behind you. And maybe drop your ear down, drop your neck down. Starting to stretch and wake up our bodies, and then come back up and bring your left hand onto the ground and paint a rainbow with your right hand. The other side. Beautiful job. Reaching as far as you can. And come back up to center And we're gonna move our shoulders a little bit. So you'll take a nice deep inhale, bring your shoulders to your ears, scrunch up really nice and tight, super nice and tight, and exhale, drop them by your side. And one more time, squeeze your shoulders to your ears. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, drop it down. Beautiful job. And then go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together and come into a butterfly pose. So your knees are out wide and your feet are touching. Like the legs of a butterfly. And just start to flap your knees up and down, reaching your chest up nice and tall. Think about what color your butterfly is, what does it look like, where is it flying away to? Good job. And then close your knees together and extend your feet out in front of you. Wiggle your toes. So your legs are straight out in front of you. And you're gonna point your toes forward. And then flex your feet, lift your toes to the sky. And point your toes forward, good job. And flex your feet up towards the sky. And then bring your knees into your chest. And you're gonna plant your hands on the ground and step back to downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, you're like a triangle, like an upside down V. And just let your neck be heavy, maybe shake your head yes, shake your head no. You can bend one knee like you're running in place and straighten the leg. Maybe move side to side, anything that feels good, just to move your body around. Try to sink your heels down into the ground even more, lifting your hips up like you have a string attached to your waist and someone's pulling your hips up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and raise one leg to the sky, your right leg, if you know your right and left. If not, it's okay. So you're in a three-legged dog. And you can roll out your ankle. One in the sky, just roll out your ankle, yeah. And then bring your knee to your nose. Try to touch your knee to your nose. If you can, hug in really tight. And then extend your right leg behind you. Good job. And bring your knee to your nose one more time. This time stepping it all the way through. So your right foot is by your right hand. And you're straightening your back leg and you're reaching your arms up for warrior one. So your front knee is bent and your back leg is straight and your arms are straight overhead. Good work. Let me see those strong warriors. Really glue your feet into the ground. Good job. And then windmill your hands down to the ground. Step your right foot back and come up to a push-up position. If you want to come down to your knees, you can come down onto your knees, but you'll come up to a push-up. Hold your push-up. And then lower all the way down to the ground. So your chest and your stomach and your legs are flat. And you'll bring your hands right by your side. And you're just gonna start to lift your shoulder blades up, lift your head up for low cobra. Like a little snake. And then you'll exhale, release back down, let your cheek rest. And one more time, lift your back up, lift your chest up for a cobra pose. And lower down and untuck your toes. You're gonna press yourself all the way up and back to downward facing dog. So we're back in this V shape. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then you're gonna raise your other leg to the sky. So your left leg straight up back behind you. And start to roll your left ankle, moving your foot in one direction and the other. And then bend your knee and try to touch your knee to your nose. Lifting forward, lifting forward. And then extend that left leg behind you, straight back behind you. Good job. And bring your knee to your nose one more time. Try to touch your knee to your nose. And then step your left foot all the way to your left hand and spin your back heel down and reach up for warrior one. Are you guys sweating? Is it hard work yet? Good job. Brody and Alana, I see your warriors, you look awesome. Really reach your fingertips forward, make sure you're bending into that front knee. Good job. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step back for that push-up position one more time. And lower all the way down. Reach up for low cobra, where you stick out your tongue. Untuck your toes, press back to downward facing dog. And take a few deep breaths here, inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. So fill up your belly completely. Maybe stick out your tongue and just let out all your energy, let out any noise you want to make. And then we're gonna do some leapfrog. So you're gonna keep your hands planted. You're gonna bend your knees and then launch your feet to touch your hands and then step it back. So I'll show you one more time. You'll bend your knees, touch your toes to your hands, and then step it back. Good job, do a few more of those. Try to land super lightly if you can. Keep doing it, keep doing it. You guys look awesome. Good job. And then on your last one, you're gonna step both feet to your hands and curl up nice and tight into a little tiny ball. And then stand all the way up and extend your hands to the sky. Reaching super nice and tall. And get up high on your tiptoes and start reaching up as if you're gonna pull the stars from the sky. Maybe wiggling your toe, wiggling your fingers, stepping high on your tiptoes, and bring your hands to your heart and down by your side. And take a deep breath. And maybe windshield wiper your arms side to side, like a washing machine. Beautiful job, guys. You're working hard. I see you. And then come to stillness, hands by your side. Take a look at your feet and make sure your feet are like arrows straight out in front of you. So you don't want them pointing to the side or pointing towards each other. You want them straight out in front of you. And you're gonna start to, you can bring your hands to your hips. And you're gonna start to move your feet away from each other. So any way you wanna do, if you wanna take a really big step or you just wanna heel toe them, side to side, as far away as you want or as close together as you want. And you'll interlace your hands behind your back. So grab onto your fingers. Try to see if you can touch your palms together with your fingers interlaced. And reach your chest up to the sky and maybe look up at the ceiling. And then start to lean forward, folding over your legs and letting your hands come overhead. So you're in a side-facing, wide-legged forward fold. You can let go of your hands here and just place them on the ground. Whatever you want to do. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows to the sky, and reach all the way up. And you're going to heel toe your feet back together. Back, 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 maybe bunny hop. Good job. And then reach your arms up overhead. Dive over your hips. Take a halfway lift. Plant your hands down and step it back for a high plank or a high push-up. Lower all the way down. Reach your chest up for baby cobra. Untuck your toes and reach back to downward facing dog. Or that upside down V shape. Good work. And stay there. You're gonna reach your right leg to the sky and step your right foot to reach your hand, coming into a warrior two this time. So in your warrior two, your hands are straight out away from each other, like a surfboard, like you're on a surfboard. But your front knee is bent. Yeah, good job. And then place that right forearm on your thigh and reach your left arm overhead. So you're in an extended side angle pose. And stretch alongside your body, maybe reach your heart up to the sky. And then let your back arm pull you back up. This time straighten your front leg. And with your hands extended, you're gonna start to reach forward. So you grab onto your ankle or the floor and reach that left arm overhead for triangle pose. You want your fingertips straight out to the ceiling, spreading your fingers out wide. And then let that back arm pull you up and step your left foot to meet your right. So now you're standing up at the front of your mat or the floor. Good job. And then you're gonna reach your left arm to the sky and step your other leg all the way back. So now we're on the opposite side. And you're gonna come up to a warrior two on the other side, whatever leg you didn't just do. Good job. Like you're on a surfboard and you're like one arm's pulling you one direction and the other arm's pulling you the other direction. And your front arm wins, so you're kind of leaning forward. Beautiful warriors. And you're gonna drop your left forearm to your thigh and reach your right arm overhead. Stretching the side of your body, that feels good. And then let your right arm pull you back up. You're gonna straighten that front leg and start to lean forward and grab onto your ankle or the floor, reaching your arm up for triangle pose. You guys stay there. I'm just coming out of the pose to see you. Stay in your triangle pose. Stay there, stay there. Good job, you look wonderful. And then you're gonna windmill your hands down to the floor and step back for a high plank. Or a high push-up. And lower all the way down. And reach your chest up for low cobra. And lower your chest down and turn a cheek to a side, and you're gonna rest for one moment. One moment here. And then bend your knees. Grab onto your feet or your ankles with your hands. And you're gonna kick your feet into your hands and reach your chest up for floor bow. Like a bow and arrow. Good job. Maybe you rock side to side or front to back. And then gently let your feet go. Release your hands from your feet. And just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Shaking out your muscles. And we'll do that one more time. So you'll grab your ankles or the tops of your feet with your hands. And then kick your feet into your hands and reach your chest up, up, up. Maybe make a silly face while you're up here. I know this is tough, you're working really hard, good job, and relax. Release your feet down, release your hands, turn a cheek to a side and just lay down on your belly. Relax your head. Take a deep breath. Good job. And then you're gonna plant your hands by your ribs, by your side. You're gonna press yourself all the way up until you're on your bottom. So you'll take a nice comfortable seat on your bottom. Good job. And then we're gonna take boat pose. This is gonna work out your abs, your ab muscles to get a six-pack. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall with your feet planted into the ground and your knees to the sky. Reach your chest to your thighs. And then if you can, you're gonna reach your feet up, maybe grabbing onto the backs of your thighs. If this is easy, piece of cake, no big deal. Let go of your thighs and reach your arms out by your side. If this is no big deal and you're hanging out here and no issues, extend your feet out, straight out in front of you. Good job. Or maybe if you're here and your knees are bent, you can tap your toes to the floor. One toe at a time. Good job. And then hug your knees in towards your chest and start to rock front to back along your spine. Massaging out your spine. And see if you can rock all the way to your feet. Stand up without using your hands. I have to use my hands, but see if you can do that without using your hands. And try that one more time. So come back on your bottom. You're gonna rock front to back. And then without using your hands, try to stand up. Who did that? Give me a thumbs up if you did it. Good job. And then we're gonna sit low for chair pose or thunderbolt pose. So your arms are gonna be straight overhead and your knees are bent. Like you're sitting low in a chair. And you're gonna sit a little bit lower, so drop your butt, your bottom a little bit lower. And a little bit lower. Your legs might be shaking, that's okay. And then lower all the way down onto the ground, your back on the floor. And bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide. And just let your shoulders relax, let your head relax. You can bring one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. So you're laying down. Starting to slow down your heart, slow down your breath. Good work. And you're going to bring your hands to your knees. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And then grab on to the outer parts of your feet or the inner parts of your feet. And your knees are kind of by your armpits, so like outside of your torso, outside of your body. And this is called happy baby. You can rock side to side. Or maybe extend one leg out and then the other. Whatever makes your baby happy. Good job. And then bring your knees in towards yourself, in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. So wrap your arms outside your legs and just squeeze your chest, your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Good job. And then you're gonna extend your feet straight up towards the sky. You can bring your hands underneath your back, your lower back. And keep your feet together. Zip them up really nice and tight. And you're going to keep your lower back and your shoulders in towards the ground, so it's flat on the ground. If you want to stay here and hang out here, you can stay here. If you want to try a shoulder stand, you'll bring your hands underneath your lower back and straighten your legs up towards the sky. So your hips are off the floor, your feet are off the floor. Good job. And then gently lower all the way back onto the ground. And come on up. Rock yourself front to back. Good work. Are you guys tired? Yes, no? All right. You're gonna take your left foot is gonna stay flat on the ground, and your knee is gonna be pointed straight towards the computer. And you're gonna take your right knee and cross it over your left. So it's kind of this weird pose where your feet are by your sides and your knees are stacked on top of each other. It's a really funny name, a really funny yoga name. It's called cow face pose. So your knees are pointed forward and your feet are by your side. And reach your arms up overhead. And start to lean forward over your thighs if you can. If that's too much of a stretch and it doesn't feel good, you can stay up here. You have choices, whatever you want. But if you folded forward, you'll drop your head down, start to reach your fingertips forward. You're stretching out your hips, your inner thighs. Good job. And then walk straight back up. And this is the tricky part. This is gonna be difficult, but I know you can do it. You're gonna plant your hands in the ground. You're gonna keep your feet where they are, but all you're gonna do is just pivot. So your feet are staying where they are. You're just gonna turn your feet all the way around. So now your right foot is underneath your left. I'll show you one more time. So you'll keep your feet where they are. You'll just lift up, pivot your feet all the way around, and sit back down. So now your right foot should be underneath your left. If it's not, just go ahead and switch it. It's totally okay. I know that was tricky. It's like a party trick, a magic trick. But you'll sit straight down into your bottom. You can place your hands on your feet. Reach your chest up. Now we're stretching out the other side. So if you want, you can extend your arms overhead and start to lean forward, just like the other side. Let your head fall down, let your neck fall down. And then come on up and extend both of your feet out in front of you. One more time. You'll reach your arms up overhead and lean straight over your legs, grabbing onto your toes or your ankles, whatever you can grab onto. And let your neck be heavy. Maybe look down at your feet. Good job. And one of our last poses, you're gonna bring your feet flat onto the mat, your knees to the sky, bringing your hands underneath your hips. Your fingers are pointing towards your feet. You're gonna lift your hips up and drop your head back for reverse tabletop. You can drop your neck back, drop your head back, and then lower your hips down. And one more time, you're gonna lift your hips up, drop your head, reach your heart up towards the sky. And lower all the way down. And come onto your backs, and you'll bring your legs straight out in front of you. And hug your right knee in towards your chest. Grab onto your right knee. Your left leg is extended. And you're gonna bring your right knee across your body. And extend your right arm like a T straight out by your side. So you're gonna twist. So your knees in your chest, and then you're gonna cross it over your body. Maybe look over your right fingertips. Look over your shoulder. And then come back to center. And extend your right leg out in front of you. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. Really hug your thigh to your stomach. And then cross your leg over your body. And extend your left leg or your left arm by your side. Maybe looking over that left hand. Good work, and then come back to center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. You're gonna take one hand on each knee. So your right knee's in your right hand, your left knee's in your left hand. And you're gonna make some frog circles. So you're gonna start to draw your knees away from each other. So like you're drawing a circle with your knee. Good work. Moving slowly. And then go in the other direction. So start to bring your knees towards each other, drawing them towards each other. Beautiful job. And then hug both knees in super, super tight. One last time. Hug your forehead to your knees. Squeeze up really nice and tight, like a little roly-poly. And then exhale, extend everything out in front of you, like your legs fall open, let your arms be by your side. Your head and neck are on the floor. And you're just laying down, looking up at the ceiling. If you have a blanket near you and you want to place a blanket over you. And you're going to close your eyes here. So you're laying down. It's called Shavasana. It's our final resting pose. And you're going to do your best to stay as still as possible. So imagine if you were laying out in a garden and there's butterflies and dragonflies and all types of things flying around you. Be so still like a statue that a butterfly could just land right on the tip of your nose. If you're moving or you're squirming, that's totally okay. Just do your best to try to find some stillness here. And if it helps to place one hand on your heart or one hand on your belly, you can do that here, or they can be by your side. You're gonna stay there. I came out of the laying down pose, but you're gonna stay there. And while you're laying down, I just want you to feel your breath in your belly. So as you inhale, you're gonna feel your belly rise. And as you exhale, you're gonna feel it empty completely. Like there's a balloon inside your belly. And I want you to put your imagination on something that makes you super, super happy. The moment you think of it, it fills you up with joy. Maybe that's a really yummy meal. Maybe that's someone who takes care of you, or your dog, or your friends, your family, a place, anything that makes you super happy. Think about what this place looks like, what it smells like. And just let that whole feeling rush across your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And when you're ready, you'll start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking your body back up. And then moving gently and slowly, you'll roll over to a comfortable side. So lay down on your right side or your left side. You can make a pillow with your hands underneath your cheek. Curl your knees to your chest, anything that feels comfortable. And moving gently and slowly, you'll press yourself up to a comfortable seated position, maybe on your knees or sitting crisscross. And I'm so, so happy you all were here doing yoga today. Happy you were able to move your bodies.